Hey, LaxRatz Nation, Chopper here, and I am delighted to be hanging out with David Bucchino today. David is the brand new coach at Palisades High School, and we're going to find out all about that program after we find out a little bit more about David. David, why don't you start us at the beginning? Where are you from? When'd you pick up a stick? How'd you get started?
Thank you. It's so great to be here, and I'm very excited for this opportunity to join Pali community and kind of get the ball rolling. I started off in 4th grade in Bow, New Hampshire. Went to played high school there in Bow, New Hampshire, Bow School District. Played out of Meyer College, and then started coaching after that, and kind of started from there, coaching for 7 years in Jersey, and then now in California.
Awesome. So let's talk about New Jersey. They've got some great lacrosse back there. Mm-hmm. People want to know, hey, did you just walk into a big time program and sort of steer it, or did you have a little work to do there?
And that's funny. So it was the first program, they didn't have a program. So I was just graduated from college, and I was 22 trying to figure out everything. And I had, 8 freshmen who played for about probably 3 years tops prior to that. And then I had 4 upperclassmen, 3 juniors, 1 senior, and all those kids, all 4 of them never played a sport actually. So I had to kind of teach them the reins, and I only had 12 kids. So we competed with 12 kids for 2 years as JV. Then we went to varsity the 3rd year. So it was quite the experience, but the lacrosse competition up there is quite stiff, definitely.
Well, for people that are old enough to remember the movie, it sounds like Bad News Bears. You were sort of pulling.
Yeah, that's definitely what we were, for sure.
And so you told me you had one kid that actually ended up through all that, ended up playing in college. Tell me about that.
Yes. So there's this one kid, Mike, who was a wrestler, and then I said, low to the ground, and wrestling's a great sport in general, but it's a great sport for face-off guys. So I just taught him face-offs. He could barely catch a beach ball, but he did it. And now he played at Medaille College in upstate New York. So it's a middle-ranked D3 school, but he did well. So he only played lacrosse for 2 years.
You do face-offs up there?
Yeah, he did. He was a FOGO, face-off, get-off guy, and he was a grinder, tough kid. So he was a good kid to coach.
Well, wrestling and football, they always say low man wins. So it sounds like
that's it. Oh, for sure.
So you had it going on out in New Jersey. Get us to California. How'd you get out here?
One of my brothers actually lived here in Santa Monica for a while, but it was a lot of a career choice. I kind of did everything I feel like I could at my my last job in New Jersey, and California always yelled, kind of called me somehow, and different way of life, different people. I definitely got to, calm down more at times. No, but it's a great environment, and everyone's been, everyone I've met within work and with Pali has been very welcoming. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the future.
Well, you've shown up at an unusual time. I mean, during a pandemic, so it certainly changes things a little bit. What's the outlook at Pali? What are you guys able to do? What do you expect to get done in the spring? What's happening?
So right now, it's still up in the air. A lot of teams, I think a lot of programs are kind of battling with what to do. I think a lot of athletic directors are kind of struggling as well, which I don't blame them. It's a difficult task. But right now we're just gonna stay in tune, focus on us, focus on our goal, rebuilding kind of a team, and regardless of what it is, we're gonna find times to communicate somehow. And
well, somewhat similar to your New Jersey experience. The high school lacrosse isn't that mature in California. Certainly the last few years, it's really grown, but it wasn't more than 8-10 years ago that most of these schools didn't have programs, or they were very new. Is there anything or things that you really preach, or is there an approach that you take, defense, offense, structure, unstructure, that your players can look forward to learning?
Yeah, that's a great question. I keep an extremely structured practice plan. Each day is dedicated to completing a goal, and I run the program in terms of the expectations, being a good person on and off the field as best as you can, leading by example, kind of being the shepherd and not the lamb approach, but also in terms of systems, and I definitely break down basics in terms of offense and defense, and I like a fast offense. I like a compact defense, a tough physical defense, and I like the biggest thing out of all those positions are communication and team chemistry. So that's if we build chemistry and team communication, everything else will filter in well. So that'll take a lot of work, but it's going to happen. So
those sound like great building blocks. And we ended up talking to a lot of high school players last spring when their season was getting shut down, and you know, I would have expected them to be doing Game Boy or online games. And man, these kids were all working out. They were enjoying getting to know their family again, but very committed group. So I'm sure you've got a committed bunch there. And whatever you can guide them to do remotely will pay off once you guys get a chance to start the season. All right. Well, beware Pali fans. There's a new sheriff in town. His name's David Bucchino, and he's got big plans for that Pali program, and we plan to follow along. So, David, I want to thank you for joining us today. This is Chopper saying, hey, LaxRatz Nation, we'll see you again next time.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.